I didn't really know how to do this. I know you guys probably already heard the news. I can do this. I never thought I'd make an apology video like this before, but I think that I need to, given the nature of the events that are about to take place, because I'm sorry for this, but I'm making a Fortnite video. Yeah! That's right. Today we're going to be testing out the new boom bow from Fortnite. So for those of you who don't play Fortnite or don't play Fortnite anymore because Apex is the better game, I'm talking about the new weapon that came into Fortnite, and it's called the boom bow. And this is basically what it looks like. It's just a shotgun shell that's been attached to the end of an arrow. This is how I made it. It's pretty simple. You have the arrow, this piece of wood with a hole in it, and the shotgun shell. So what happens is you tape the shotgun shell to the piece of wood, and then you slide it onto the arrow so the primer is resting up against the arrowhead. I didn't want to leave a gap between the primer and the arrowhead, otherwise when I shot it, it might have kind of rammed into the shotgun shell as soon as the bow is getting pushed out, and then it would blow up in my hands. That wouldn't be good. I was also kind of worried about what happens if the arrow bounces back at me after I shoot it at the target and it explodes. So what I've done is I've put this little piece of tape here at the end of the arrow. So what happens is when it hits the target and detonates the shotgun shell, this piece of wood can't slide back anymore. So then the only thing flying through the air is this relatively dull arrow that's not gonna stab you all the way through, hopefully. Now we just got this bow and arrow, so I figure I should do some target practice before I start shooting explosive arrows around the neighborhood. Perfect, let's get started. All right, now it's time for the first test, and I'm just gonna shoot it right here at this target to see if it even goes off, if this mechanism even works. All right, let's see, make sure that's on there nice and tight. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Yeah, well, I would say that that definitely works, and maybe it's a little loud, so I'm only going to do a couple of those. Definitely sounded like it went off. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Yep, it's definitely a little exploded, and it looks like everything kind of came out the side of the shell casing rather than forward and straight out. All right, now it's time for our first test, and you know that it's got to be a watermelon. And I'm wondering about what if the arrow hits it and just goes right through and doesn't explode on contact. So what I'm going to do is put some aluminum plates on the inside of the watermelon towards the back, so hopefully it can go through and hit the aluminum plates and explode from the inside, if it doesn't explode right on the surface.
And we can see behind you of how many times you've missed the bullseye.
I've just got the bow, I'm practicing, all right? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it didn't go off. It went in the watermelon. I didn't trigger it because I didn't hear a noise, but look at that. It did explode. It did hit the primer and it did rupture, but I didn't hear any noise at all. So let's just try shooting it again and see what happens. Maybe we'll get a better result. All right, we're gonna try it one more time. This time I'm going to run and do the high speed. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That worked a lot better. Oh yeah, that did a little more. You can definitely see some splatter up here. And you see that? You can see it in the high speed, and look at that. That's unburned gunpowder right there is what those black flecks are. And look at that. Boom, it exploded. And look at that accuracy. It basically went right through the same hole. Or not accuracy, but precision. All right, well anyway, the watermelon seemed like a little bit too soft of a target, so we're gonna try something with a little bit more beef to it.
Looks like a giant tongue. There we go. That's probably fine. That's a thick, nice, look at the marbling. That's nice.
You're a vegan, you have no idea what you're talking about. All right, now we're gonna try the slab of beef. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that, it went right through, it didn't even set it off. Well, I can't believe it didn't go off that time, so now I put the aluminum plate behind the beef. And now we'll see if we can get it to go off. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Wait a minute, that's not what I'm talking about at all. I totally missed the target. But that's okay, because watching the video back in slow motion, I can really see what happens when that shotgun shell goes off, and all that cool fire coming from the smokeless powder being burned. Oh, look at 2 perfect shots right next to each other, and the third one went low, boom. I hit the wood right there, and you can see that there's no damage to the wood, and really it punched a hole straight through the beef when I shot the beef.
One more shot.
One more shot, and then we're gonna call it a day and come back out here and do some more because it might get kind of annoying to the neighbors. Well, I missed again, but watch what happens when the arrow hits the piece of wood and watch how much it jiggles around like that. I guess there's a reason these arrows were like 10 bucks each. The normal arrows flew at 231 feet per second, and the heavier arrows with the shotgun shell at 153. You can see here that the heavier arrow is moving a lot slower. But that just makes it easier to catch in slow motion. Look at the arrow as I release it. It kind of snakes and bounces back and forth and zigzags on its way to the target. And I guess as it's bouncing back towards me too. Anyway, this was kind of fun, but where were we again? Oh yeah, that's right. Well, the arrow didn't go off when it hit the watermelon or the stakes, but it did go off when it hit the wood and it made some cool sparks. I've got one more thing I want to try, and that is to see if an oobleck balloon will make it go off. All right, oobleck balloon, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well, would you look at that? Not even oobleck hardened up fast enough to detonate the arrow. It kind of looks like it did looking at the back though, but nope, looked at the primer, didn't go off. Anyway, there is the oobleck exploding arrow, and it's a total mess right now. I still can't believe that it hasn't gone off, but I think I know a good way to clean off this arrow. I've got another idea. Some people go bow fishing, and I guess there's also an invention that allows you to put like a bullet on the end of a spear gun for hunting underwater. But what if you put a bullet on the end of a bow to go hunting under the water? So I'm going to be aiming at this piece of aluminum in the water and recording it on a GoPro. I just forget, do we aim low if it's in the water? I think I got it. So those explosive arrows were a lot harder to detonate than I thought they would be, and even when they did go off, they didn't do that much damage. In the game, they do like 100 explosive splash damage, but I think in real life it would be more like 2 damage if one went off next to you. And if I had to make a choice, I would still much rather get shot with the explosive arrow than I would a normal arrow, because I feel like it would just hit me and kind of hurt and bounce off, and a normal arrow would just go right through you. I'm sure if I wanted the arrow to do more damage, I could put like a barrel on the end of the arrow to put the shotgun shell in to really direct the blast forward like a gun, but I think that's actually illegal, and anyway, who cares? It's just a video game, and it's just about having fun anyway. I had fun making this video, and I hope you had fun watching this video. See you guys next time. Bye.